Well, hello, everyone. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Welcome to our weekly MBA Watch video chat, sponsored by Gatehouse Admissions. We have the founder of Gatehouse, Liza Weale, here. Welcome. She's an MIT Sloan graduate, a former Bain & Company management consultant who's racked up nearly 20 years of MBA admissions consulting experience. How are you, Liza?
I'm doing well, John. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. So we have a candidate from Canada today. She calls herself Ms. Canadian Civil Servant. She's a city planner at one of the largest municipalities in Canada. She graduated with a degree in urban planning from a Canadian school, 3.89 GPA, really solid. GRE applicant with a 332 GRE overall score. She's 27 years of age. She also has a master's in engineering, which is incredibly impressive. She's been a city planner for about 1 year and 6 months. Before that, she was a junior planner for 1 year and 6 months as well. So she has had a promotion, which she says has been in record speed. In fact, she was the youngest person in all of her roles with the city. And her target school is your alma mater, Liza. It's MIT Sloan. And she's also considering Harvard and Oxford's Business School, Said. What do you make of her?
Well, first thing, I think she has excellent taste in her first choice. I'm going to give her props for that one.
No doubt.
I think there's a lot of exciting things that she brings to the table. You already mentioned her really strong stats, that really high GRE, well above Sloan's average. Sort of however you dice up the numbers, it's positive on either side, which is great. And she's got her master's as well as these other certifications that really prove that she is a committed expert in the space. And I think she's just working with a really big challenge that is facing cities all over the globe right now on how to make cities better, more sustainable. These are real present day challenges and not ones that, schools are necessarily always thinking about, but want to be thinking more about and wanting to put their sort of mark on the cities of the future. So she's got some really exciting things and perspectives to bring to the classroom, I think.
And this is particularly true in the age of COVID, where we're hearing a lot of predictions that there's going to be an exodus of citizens from the city, that urban centers are going to become less popular in the future, and we'll see a reverse trend. So that's kind of a really interesting challenge that's out there that I'm sure she's probably dealing with one way or the other, and will make for a good conversation with an admissions official.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I also think about the consulting. So she's targeting consulting on the other side. I think consulting firms are going to be very interested in her. You have these consultancies that are working on the very same problems, and her experience on really the policy side of dealing with people who are putting in these recommendations into place, she'll be a value add to the consulting firms as they're trying to approach cities and get business from them. So I think that's another plus on her end too.
And MIT's going to love her master in engineering, because let's face it, when you look at the class profile at MIT Sloan, 50% of the MBA enrolled class has a STEM background. So her urban planning degree on the undergraduate side, combined with the master's in engineering, should be very appealing to Sloan, don't you think?
I do. The one caveat I would say, and this is, I did not go to Sloan with a STEM background. I had a liberal arts background. And
another poet. There you go.
Exactly. Another poet indeed. But I do think, Sloan really does want to make sure that you've got those people skills. I think it's the reason they added that the video introduction that they introduced several years ago. It's been in a few different incarnations, but I think that's going to be an excellent opportunity for Miss Canadian Civil Servant to show that she's more than, quote, just an engineer, but has people skills and is going to be somebody that Sloan wants in the classroom and sees as additive to the vibe of the student body, if you will.
Now, she's an advanced snowboarder and skier. Does that matter?
Yeah, everything matters. These, right off the bat, I see somebody who's willing to take risks,
Mm.
who, is flexible enough
Adventurous.
to go from. Hmm?
Adventurous.
Adventurous and adaptable, both skiing and snowboarding. Usually you're one or the other, not necessarily both. And that'll just give, I think, the admissions committee reassurance that, okay, she's got something going on outside of work, and it's interesting and keeps her pushing herself, which is great.
Okay, so it sounds like you're really optimistic about her chances at MIT Sloan. What about Harvard?
I think so. The thing that I would want to dig into more with her is to make sure, there's this assumption, and like any assumption, some of it's, or any misconception, there's probably some truth and some not. But we want to make sure that she's not just in the government full of bureaucracy and a mover, but not necessarily getting things done and being a leader. So I think for either school, it's really making sure that she's been able to make an impact, and whether it's changing processes or bringing people from different viewpoints on board, or advocating for a new vision. I think that's going to be important at Sloan, but I also think it'd be really important at HBS. You know, she's got a better shot at Sloan because that's sort of her background is a little bit their bread and butter.
Yep.
But I think if she's got that leadership and she's got that vision, she'll catch the eye of HBS, I believe.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Liza, because I think a lot of people who apply from the government would be considered, okay, are you just another cog in the bureaucratic wheel, looking to gain some bona fides with an MBA degree that separates you from the pack? Or are you a real innovator in the government? And what have you really accomplished? And your accomplishments in, let's face it, pretty much bureaucratic organizations may actually count for more, because it's harder to get things done in those kinds of places.
Yep, you're exactly right on that.
So, Liza, you're giving this person a thumbs up at MIT Sloan for sure. A real good shot at Harvard. I'm assuming Oxford is definitely a no-brainer, because Oxford would love this candidate, I'm sure.
I agree.
So, all right. I think Ms. Canadian civil servant should be packing her bags, because you're going to go to Boston, or you may even be going to England.
Either way, it's a win. It's a win. She's got a bright future ahead. That's for certain.
All right. It's been a pleasure again, Liza. Thank you for joining us.
Always. Thank you, John. Take care.
All right. You've been listening to Liza Weale, the founder of Gatehouse Admissions, on our weekly MBA Watch video chat. Thanks for joining us. This is John Byrne with Poets and Quants.